Okay, so hello and welcome to me talking about Hearthstone quests. Now let's have a look at the current quests that are in the game and have been in the game pretty much since the start of it. So you can either win 2 victories as X or Y class, 5 victories as the same, 3 victories as a single class. You can either play 40 minions, 40 spells, or you can cast some minions with cost 5 or higher, 3 or less. You can deal 100 damage. You can win 3 games as anything you want, 7 games as anything you want. You have to win things as 5 tavern brawls, or you can just watch someone else win. Now, do you see the problem with these quests? If we remove the ones that literally have the word watch somebody, like win a game or have a victory or watch somebody win, if we remove those, only about 5 are left out of the full 12. And the 5 that are left still involve winning in the sense that you're achieving something and making progress, like dealing 100 damage is the same as winning 3 or 4 games, or dealing some damage and losing about 7 games. And playing 20 minions that cost 5 plus mean you have to be winning in the sense that you get those on the board. It's not that you have to win the game, it's just that they require you to at least be in a good position to be making progress on them. Now, the problem with all those quests is that they were great when we first started off, and they've been great ever since, but they get a bit boring now. They get a bit samey. We need something much, much better. Pretty much all the quests involve winning or doing something specific that will end up winning you the game. And that's not quite a problem, it's just that we don't have enough variety, and what ends up happening is that you get given your quest when you log in, and it says, win 3 games as Rogue, and you say, okay, I'm not very good at Rogue, let's see what the best deck for Rogue is, okay? And then the first list you might run across is Raptor Rogue with the Death Rattles, and then you build that deck out of what you've got, or the best you can, and then you queue that into Casual, and then you're sat there playing a top tier deck, and everybody else is sat there playing top tier decks, because they all just want to win their quests. What we need is quests that involve winning in a certain way. Deal lethal damage with a weapon, for example. Deal lethal damage with a spell. Deal lethal damage with a 3-drop. Deal lethal damage with a random epic card. We need quests that involve playing something. Cast 3 Pyroblasts. Cast 2 Arcane Missiles in a single game. Play 5 minions in a single turn. Win with nothing but commons in your deck. We need quests that involve being something, so you can just play 5 games as Rogue, and it doesn't matter if you win or lose them, as long as you played them, and there are ways to tell, because you do get accounts end up getting flagged if you concede too many games, so they know whether a game is a real game or not. You could have a quest involving being something as just playing an arena run as a warrior, dealing 100 damage as a hunter. One of the coolest things that Blizzard could do is they have the technology to look at a player's collection and give them quests based on a random card from their collection or that they don't have in their collection. You can look at someone's account and see that they have a Pyroblast and say, your quest is to play 3 Pyroblasts, so that they end up queuing Mage and they end up putting Pyroblast in their deck. You can give them a quest to hit a taunted minion with a Piloted Shredder, and it won't necessarily adjust how they're playing, but they will do their best to play a deck with Piloted Shredder in it. And if there's a taunt minion on the field, it won't affect them too much to leave it alive, maybe, or they'll just cast a Piloted Shredder and a Druid will curve out with a 5-drop with 4/6 taunt, and then you hit it with it. It's just something that's unique, it's something that's special. You could have quests that are really weird, like killing a Druid with Illidan and /or his creature flames that he summons, and that fits lore as well. You could have quests that involve that don't necessarily involve adjusting somebody's play so that they end up losing the game but getting the quest. But something that's not bad, like heal 3 minions with Holy Nova. A priest would always be happy to do that, but they're also going to be happy to get a quest reward out of it. And it'll encourage people to play a priest deck with Holy Nova in it, which isn't that odd, but it'll encourage people to do that. And not only that, but you can look at the collection-based quest system to help players get into Hearthstone and get into the formats. You could put a quest out, you could check somebody's thing, and then see if they don't have Piloted Shredder, and you can say, your quest today is to craft a Piloted Shredder, and if they do it, give them a pack. And then the pack contents is guaranteed to have given them the same dust that it cost them to make a Piloted Shredder, so you've given them a free card for the day. But experienced veteran players won't get that kind of quest, so it's a way for new players to catch up. you could give a quest that says craft a legendary and then play it. So you make whatever legend you want, and then you queue into unranked or ranked or whatever, and then you play that card and it gives you a reward from it. A reward for crafting a golden epic could be to get a second non-gold copy of that epic. So that means if you're an experienced player and you have all the epics, your quest to craft a golden epic is still relevant because you're still going to craft something that you don't have, and then your reward is a second non-gold copy that you can immediately dust, but it gives you basically a discount on a golden card for the day. And if you don't want to craft a golden, you can just re-roll the quest. You could always re-roll quests. I already touched on it a little bit, but you can use these quests to get newer players caught up faster and let veteran players get ahead, but not as fast as the new players are catching them up. If you give people rewards of cards, to a veteran player, that's giving them dust. If you give quest reward packs to experienced players, that's either gold cards, dust, or maybe a niche card they didn't already have. To a new player, that's 5 brand new cards, which has a dust value of up to like 500 or so. If you give people gold, the experienced player puts it into arena runs or packs, which again is just gold cards or dust to them. But for a new player, gold can be brand new cards that they don't already have, and they catch up much faster. We need to give people rewards for things that aren't just winning. It's hard enough to win, let alone win in specific classes that they don't like, don't have the cards for, or aren't experienced in. New players have a real shit time in casual because the experienced players just play the best decks they have, because the experienced players are given quests saying win using this, and they just queue wanting to win as fast as they can using the best deck that they can. And a new player queues with the only cards they've got, and they can't win, they can't do the quests. The quests build up, and they might miss a day, they might re-roll a quest, but they can't get the rewards because sometimes they just can't win. They'll play for a day, they'll queue up against a load of people with tier 1 decks at the start of the season when everyone gets reset on ranked, and they just can't win, and that's awful for everybody involved. Now you tell me, what's more fun? Even if you're a new player, tell me what's fun. If you're an old player who's been playing ever since the game came out in beta or whatever, tell me which ones you would prefer to see when you launch up your game. Win 5 games as Rogue, win 2 games as Shaman or Paladin. Those are your 2 quests. Or any 2 from this. Craft an epic, then cast it in a game. Destroy 3 minions using a weapon. Win a game using a spell. Trigger 20 death rolls. Now these are just random examples of quests that could be implemented and that could be coded into the game. Something like trigger 20 death rolls, you can build a deck around it, you could build Raptor Rogue with it. But you can also do much cooler things with it. You can make yourself a Baron Rivendare deck, queue it in casual, and then try and trigger as many death rolls as you can to get the quest done as quick as possible. But it means that new players are winning games against experienced players who are doing dumb, fun, and silly quests. And it puts everyone on a bit more of a level playing field, and it turns casual back into casual rather than ranked light. Now, I played Magic the Gathering's Magic Duels, and it was a pretty good game. It had some problems, it had some advantages, but they had a really, really cool concept that Hearthstone can steal. Like, we've already shamelessly stolen the standard format from them. We have, like, word for word taken that from Magic, and we didn't even call it something else. So we have no problem shamelessly taking stuff, so why don't we shamelessly take something like community quests? Now, this could be a weekly or a fortnightly thing, where Hearthstone has a quest, a 4th one in the log, that everybody pitches in. So as a Hearthstone community, we have to destroy a million minions. We have to summon 75,000 spider tanks. We need to gain 300,000 armor. We need to craft 50,000 Yezeras, open 500,000 packs, win a load of games as druids, do a load of arena runs. The specific numbers, obviously, I'm clueless about. God knows what the fuck would happen if you set this to your thing. But Blizzard knows. Blizzard has all these stats. Blizzard has posted infographics with much more specific, weird stuff than this. They've posted, like, the amount of things, like, specific 2-drops have come out of piloted shredders and wiped the field. They can make these quests, and they can have a rough guideline. Like, if they see that this month 50,000 people played spider tanks, they can set the quest to 75,000, because people will look at the quest and they will play spider tanks because they want to be involved in the quest, they want to help it out, and they want the quest to be done. Anybody who partakes in this community quest will get the reward. Maybe it's a pack, maybe it's a bunch of packs, maybe it's a bunch of gold, whatever it is, but it gives new players a way to benefit from just existing or just helping out in a community quest, and it gives Hearthstone a sense of something different. Every week it'd be similar to the Tavern Brawl if you released it on the off time of the Tavern Brawl when that's down. People can start doing this weird quest, and anybody who does it, even if they cast one Spider Leg Tank or they cast 10,000, they still get the same reward, but if the community doesn't reach the achievement, nobody gets anything. So it's in everybody's interest to work together to get a reward out of it, and it doesn't technically cost Blizzard anything. Now the point of this video is that we shouldn't settle for boring, empty, mindless quests that encourage copying the best tech off of a website and beating your head against a proverbial wall by just running this aggro deck out there in casual because you don't want to damage your rank, that you're inexperienced with the deck, or you're doing a rogue quest and you don't own many rogue cards. But we shouldn't have to put up with this. It shouldn't be how it's done. It's actually detrimental to the community because new players will queue casual and they'll just get paired up against top tier decks or people's best interpretation of the top tier decks, and it just damages new players trying to get into the game because nobody's doing anything casual in it. If you look at a veteran player's collection and you pick out something that's a bad card, like that Magnetor Alpha thing, the 5 mana 5/3 that deals damage to things the side of it, you could have a quest to use that to kill 3 things, and then, sure, the veteran players might just cycle the quest, but a bunch of them will be like, actually, that's quite fun, let's try that. And they might build a deck in Warrior that uses that card, and then it brings the average power level in casual back down, and it means that people are running more casual decks in casual, which is what it's there for. We need to show Blizzard that we want quests that are fun, unique, and sometimes challenging in either a deck building sense or in that you're going to actually have to play around it in the game to try and make it work. Quests that benefit new players but aren't worthless to old players, because winning games is harder for new players than it is old players. But what we don't want is quests that new players can do easily and old players don't really want to do. Like, we don't want everybody's quests turning up as craft a piloted shredder, especially when the old players already have piloted shredders. We want to be looking at their collection to see what they have or don't have, and then basing some of the quests on that. For example, this is a more detailed example of a quest turns up today, and it says craft Ysera and then cast her. Now, new players, if they don't have enough dust, they can cycle the quest. If they think they're going to get enough dust soon, or they always want a Ysera, they can keep it in their log, and then say it rewards 2 or 3 packs, or even a bunch of gold. If a new player then crafts Ysera, they've crafted a top tier card that's going to always be relevant because it was in Classic. It's going to be good in Standard, it's good in Dragon decks, it's good in all sorts of stuff, it's a great control finisher. But new players have now gotten a Ysera at a discounted rate. And experienced players, if they've already got Ysera and they don't want a gold one, they can reroll the quest into something else. If they have got a Ysera but they want a gold one, they can then make the golden Ysera at a discount because they get the same pack rewards and they open the packs and they get the dust from it. But it means that you might log in and you might just have a quest to make something and then play it. And that to me would be awesome. Now Blizzard can address some serious problems with this new quest system with all sorts of quests. Because if your reward for do an arena run is 1 pack, people will happily take that quest because they're going to then pay 150 gold for 2 packs, and even if they go 0 and 3, they get maybe 5 dust, 5 gold, and 2 packs for 150 gold. So they benefited themselves, but if they get some more wins, that's good for them. But what this also does is it encourages people to play Arena, a game mode that's heavily punishing for new players because they don't know how to draft decks, they go 2 and 3, and they're losing gold. They're paying 150 gold for a pack and something else that's no good to them. They'd rather just save the extra 50 gold and buy 2 packs. But this quest has more people playing Arena than normally would, and then not only does that get more people into it, and then the queue times go down a bit, but it also means the better players at Arena pick up a few wins when they're 0 and 0 and someone else is 0 and 0, but their opponent is inexperienced in doing it just for the quest. So they're 1 and 0 basically for free, whereas the new player is 0 and 1, but he doesn't care about it. So the experienced players in Arena will pick up more rewards, because on average their score will be a little bit better. And then you'll see more 12 and 0 runs, even if everybody in the game got the quest do an Arena run for this, there'd be a shit ton of people on Arena runs, and then you'd get loads of people getting really good scores, and loads of people would be doing it, and everything would be inflated a little bit, and that's okay. You can encourage deck diversity, especially in casual, making unranked and casual a place where everyone is doing some really fun, dumb, unique shit to finish off some stupid quest, like put an opponent's health to 15 with Alexstrasza and then finish her off with a Pyroblast. Now, some people would just make Freeze Mage for that, but sometimes the quests can be a little weirder than that. Like, you can have the quests to look at people's inventories and pick out bad cards. Like, you could have a quest that says, maybe use Murloc Tiny Thing to deliver lethal damage, and then someone has to build a deck around that because they want the reward for it, because they don't want to reroll the quest. They want to say, actually, if I reroll this and it says win 2 games as Rogue, am I going to have more fun doing that, or am I going to have more fun trying to jam my way in to get a Murloc Tiny Fin to deal lethal damage? I'm going to make some Paladin buff deck to make it awesome, and then just smack them for like 7 or 8 a turn off of Blessing of Courage and Blessing of Kings. Now, I'm hoping to make some more Hearthstone content like this, and also like the terrible pack opening video that I must have already uploaded by now. It depends on how it's all received. I value all feedback anybody gives me, even if it's bad, like not if it's bad feedback, but even if it's bad, like saying, oh, you did this wrong, you need to work on this. But anything constructive that's criticism and isn't just, you're stupid, you're wrong, your voice sounds weird. Anything that's genuinely constructive criticism is the best, and I just love it. So thank you guys for watching this video, like or dislike as you see fit, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!